Pitt likes to run, try to keep people out of the lane.
Fourth time this season that the Fighting Irish will wear the green. They are 1-2 in that uniform, and the win was a game in December against Syracuse. Pitt in the white, blue, and gold, the opening tip. Panthers are 16-10 on the season, 7-8 in conference play. Shot clock is down to 8. Lowe in the paint, tough twisting shot.
And Lowe does have the size advantage against Markus Burton, and look for him to try to get in and use that to his advantage. But that was a pretty good defensive standby at the Irish.
Davis on the cut. Mohammed found him.
Yeah, and Jeff Capel was telling us that he could be a matchup problem today for Pitt. A strong body, a great screen up top. He was wide open.
Davis averages almost 16 points per game. That is 12th in the ACC. Had 13 points, 5 boards in the loss to SMU at home on Wednesday. Stop and start. Leggett's pass deflected.
Well, they're going to need to pick up a lot of scoring, and Leggett picking up a silly foul that time and in the backcourt. But with Braden Shrewsbury out for this game, they're going to have to find some other people to step up.
Yeah, Braden Shrewsbury, third in the conference in three-point shooting, has an abdominal strain. Suffered against SMU. Says he can't even lift the ball to shoot it, Mike. Feels that discomfort in the torso, and so he is not available. All he can do, he told me before the game, I can only rest right now.
Well, and that is a difficult injury for people out there to, one, get healthy, and two, to keep healthy. So you really have to be careful with it.
Panthers have lost 3 in a row on the road in the ACC. Corhen turns and scores.
He's been up and down. He's been double figures twice, single figures twice in the last 4 games. But a good start for him.
Is a double-digit scorer, over 10 points per game for Cam Corhen, the transfer from Florida State. Burton into traffic at it, stripped away Lowe. Lowe on the drive, around 2 defenders, and the kick straight away. Leggett for 3. Diaz-Graham tried to come over the top. Burton comes out of the fray with it.
And you'll see Lowe and Leggett connecting a lot during this game, and two really unforced errors that time by Notre Dame in the last 2 possessions.
Let's take a look at that mark of a fighter moment brought to you by Modelo. Cam Corhen, Mike.
Well, and this is the thing. In this game, Pitt is going to have size at just about every possession. So they're going to try to get inside, utilize that.
Coming off the win on Tuesday at home against Syracuse, 80-69 for the Panthers. Corhen tried to come over the top of Jai, who got it. J.R. Knesny making his first start of the season with Shrewsbury on the bench with the abdominal strain. Burton nowhere to go, cut off by the defending of Leggett. Baseline maneuver, Davis.
Well, so far he has really used his physicality in this game. A couple of nice, one the wide open drive, but in that situation you cannot give up the baseline. There's just no help defensively.
Trying to go inside to Diaz-Graham. Deflected away. Foul coming up.
Here's the look, and this is great, just driving pitch. But right here, I mean, you've got to try and, unless you're expecting help to come over, which would look like he was waiting for Austin, but you've got to try and use that baseline as another defender.
Sir Mohammed picked up that last foul for the Irish. This is Leggett trying to put the shoulder down against Davis. Foul is on Tae Davis, junior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Leggett in the corner in a congested area and stolen by the Irish. Burton trying to go back door with Jai. Had it poked away. And the officials say that is Pitt basketball. So It's either been a Davis bucket or a turnover by the Irish up the floor offensively, their 4th turnover.
Yeah, just and again, the unforced error that time. You want to try to have positive possessions.
Ron Groover, Lamar Simpson, Justin Porterfield, our officials this afternoon. Corhen on the baseline, skillful.
No, he's been great. Just really good moves that time. A little jump hook on the other side.
So far, it's Corhen against Davis, and it's 4-4. Inside Jai. He's going on a double-fisted rim bender from Burton.
I'll tell you what, and Markus Burton, you know, despite the 2 points his last game, he has been content here early on to get his teammates involved. Not been looking for his own shot, but that a beautiful pass.
Just 2 points against SMU on Wednesday for Burton. He was 1 of 6 from the floor in 23 minutes of action for the leading scorer in the conference.
Yeah, and how about that? A two-point game, and he's still leading the conference in scoring.
Leggett misses. That was a 3 attempt.
Well, and I think right as Notre Dame, the game plan would prefer to keep them on the perimeter if possible.
This is Burton, forces up the shot and hits it.
Did a nice job. He got Leggett on his hip that time, kept him there, was able to create some space.
Sophomore from Mishawaka, Indiana. Diaz-Graham, catch and release for 3, and it's all net.
Well, he's a guy you've got to respect. At 32%, just enough that you've got to keep an eye on him.
Foul was called on the play. Despite the turnovers for Notre Dame, they are 4 of 4 from the floor, including the jam from Jai. And a 1-point game, Irish and Panthers. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Well, talk about good news, bad news for Micah Shrewsbury. I mean, Notre Dame is 4 of 4 from the floor with 4 turnovers. I mean, you know, when they've handled the ball and run their stuff, they've been perfect.
And they've got the 1-point lead right now. They do not want to see a situation that happened to them on Wednesday against SMU when they fell behind. And Jeff Capel told us the same thing, Mike. He seems like every time his team takes the floor in the first half, they take a little bit to get rolling, and they're in a hole scoring-wise.
Yeah, it's a little surprising that the players wouldn't pick up on that and find a way to get themselves going a little bit earlier in games. You make a habit of that, and it just becomes too much to overcome.
Burton.
Decent job that time by Diaz-Grand, keeping Burton in front of him and forcing the jump shot.
Both of these teams make about 8 3-pointers per game. Pitt does have 7 wins this season when they have been trailing at halftime. Leggett pulls up and hits.
Yeah, that law firm of a backcourt of Leggett and Lowe, pretty special.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they combine for 33 points per game. First lead of the afternoon for Pitt. Roper trying to work out of that corner. Shot clock's at 5 for Konechny. Trying to get by Lowe. Needs to recognize and shoot. Angular bounce, tipped around, taken by the Irish and Burton.
Well, and I guess the size of Pitt, that's a shot, great job defensively for about 29 seconds, but you've got to get the miss there. Notre Dame, not a very good offensive rebounding team.
And a traveling violation on the drive attempt from Davis. Yeah, wonderful conversation with Coach Capel prior to the game in his 7th season, Mike. They made the tournament semifinals in the ACC last year, and then he was the coach of the year in 2023. And they went to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2016.
Yeah, just a great person, coaching in the family. His father was a coach, his brother on the sidelines with him, Jason, and he's been a good friend for a long time, full disclosure. But terrific job, not only here, but coming to also Oklahoma as well. Blake Griffin, a player that he coached, you may remember that name.
Fantastic passing by his players. 6 points now for Cam Corhen, who finished off that effort at the offensive end of the floor, and then Diaz-Grand pokes it away. Low angles to the rim, drops it off, and the dunk for Corhen.
Really unselfish by Lowe. I mean, that's in theory a shot that he could have finished at the rim, but just gave it up for an easier dunk.
It is a 9-0 Pitt run. Davis trying to chisel his way into the Panther D. Roper. Up and off the glass, calculating the angle, Konstantinovsky. And now a timeout on the floor. Nikita Konstantinovsky, the graduate student from the Ukraine. Micah Shrewsbury, 2nd season as the head coach here in South Bend, after being the head coach at Penn State.
We've had remarkable stability, the head coaching position here at Notre Dame. I visited with Digger Phelps, who's a mainstay here, still at games, and then Mike Bray for all of those years, and then now Micah Shrewsbury. So go back to 71. He's only the 3rd coach, or 2nd coach, the 4th coach that they've had.
Yeah, Mike Bray, the head coach for that 2015 ACC Tournament Championship for the Irish. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Yeah, there were a couple of years between Digger and Mike Bray that were a little up and down, but Mike Bray, a great run here, had an ACC Tournament Championship himself.
Coach Shrewsbury spent 2 years as the head coach at Penn State. In his 2nd year with the Irish, almost poked away. Inside of 12 minutes to go in our first half. Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski are outstanding. CW Courtside Saturday production crew. Austin deflected and stole it. And then he got bumped by Roper in the foul, as Austin made the play. Defensively for Pitt with the 3-point lead on the road. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. The picturesque Notre Dame campus with the golden dome of the main building off in the distance. The Irish trailing by 3. Cam Corhen, Mike, 8 points to lead the way.
No, they've really featured him early on. He got off to that good start, had the opening jump shot, and really has been working both sides of the lane. Nice post up. He's got good length.
Season high 19 points for Corhen in a home game against Cal for the Panthers. Pitt trailed by 7 at halftime against Syracuse, came back to win it. Went on a 17-6 run to tie the game at 51 and went on to victory against the Orange. That was on Tuesday. Entry pass Corhen, trying to get to double digits with the pump fake.
Yeah, why not? I mean, just work over that inside, try to build up some fouls, but use your size both ends of the floor.
Garrett Sundra, number 12, is into the lineup for the Irish, as is Cole Serta, number 5. He's in the corner in front of the Pitt bench. Burton. Complete size mismatch. Carves his way into the lane, 1-on-4. Ball goes to the floor. The tie-up will favor the Irish. Looking for a cable news network which respects all Americans? Then you have a new home with News Nation. See why News Nation is America's most trusted cable news network. Find News Nation on your screen. Go to newsnationnow.com.
You know, as great as Burton is, he can't win 1-on-4. And without Shrewsbury in the lineup, they can really lock in on him at point.
Burton with a career high 32 points. Oh, off the backboard and in for Davis. Right at the horn.
It was funny that Jeff Capel was talking about the percentages of beating us all year with guys shooting threes. I think that was an example of that.
First 3 of the game for Davis. Up and under, acrobatic low.
And you know what? That shot was an afterthought because he was up in the air as a passer. And he said, oh, nobody open. I think I need to get this one on the rim.
17 points for Lowe in the win against the Orange this week. Was mentioning that Burton had 32, Mike, in a double overtime win against Boston College this season, a career high for Burton with the basketball. Nifty behind the back dribble. Burton hits the jumper.
Three-pointer, and that's the part of his game he's really worked on from last year. 30% from the 3. This year, almost 38%. Nice step back to create some space.
Irish are 5th in the conference as a team shooting threes. They are 2 for 3 in the game.
Well, they're going to have to maximize that in this game. Well, this is the unexpected one, but you know, hey, 1 second you get it up there, you never know what's going to happen. The backboard can be friendly sometimes, especially at home. But look at this. This is just the quickness. You've got to respect his ability to get into the lane. It opens up his jump shot.
Markus Burton, Penn High School, nearby Mishawaka, Indiana, averaged 30 points per game his senior year, and now into his sophomore season, as last year named the ACC Rookie of the Year, averaging 17.5 points per game. Number 1 freshman of the ACC. Low, off the backboard.
Well, yeah, you got to defensively understand that he's left-handed. If he's going to go, you've got to make him beat you with his offhand. But he got the mismatch outside.
Jalen Lowe has a triple-double this season. That was November against VMI. Burton gathers and hits.
Remember I said early on in this game he was getting his teammates involved? Well, now he's getting involved.
So Burton now with 7 points. He and Davis are the leading scorers so far in the first half of the Irish. Corhen is into double digits with 10. He leads Pitt. Low. He'll pump up another jumper, come up short. Sundra the rebound.
See, better job in that pick and roll. He got the switch that time. Sundra kept him in front, forced him to shoot the jump shot instead of get the drive.
Serta in that corner. Not enough room to shoot it. Diaz-Graham defending. Imes, too strong. Fight for the loose ball. There was a foul on the drive by Imes.
Well, 9 seconds to go. Not a bad idea to put the ball on the floor. He drew the contact, but and this is another thing. You know, you have one guy out, and Notre Dame's so top-heavy in scoring there, and you take one of those guys out. This is a lineup out there for Notre Dame that has not seen a lot of time together.
In fact, just the 13th free throw attempt of the season for Imes. Leighton Meester makes her return to the CW in Good Cop, Bad Cop, a brand new dramedy about a sister-brother detective duo solving crimes in a small town where things are far more mysterious than they appear. Catch an all-new episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop, Wednesday, 9/8 Central, right here on the CW. As it falls for Imes. Imes had only had 8 points in his last 9 games, Mike, as he hits that free throw. Delalich is into the game, 52 in white for Pitt. Lowe with the kick out. Brandon Cummings, number 3. Delalich down the lane, dropped it off at the last second for Corhen, who earns free throws. So when we come back, Cam Corhen, who's got 10 points in the game to lead all scorers to the line in a tie game. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food. What a setting here on the Notre Dame campus. The Hesburgh Library off in the distance. 19 all. Pitt and Notre Dame. The Irish have won 4 in a row in the series at home, but they will not have the services of Matt Alacco. He is the graduate transfer from Princeton. Mike, he's been dealing with a wrist injury that has kept him out. He tried to play against SMU after missing 4 games prior and missed all 3 of his shot attempts from three-point distance.
And it's, you know, he's scoring 9 points a game, but he's the guy who he's got averages almost 3 assists a game, so he's really been a leader for them on the floor. So those 2 really important cogs of the machine that are not playing today.
Braden Shrewsbury, who was sitting next to Alako, averaging 14 points per game. He's unavailable because of an abdominal strain. You'll remember that Markus Burton dealt with injury in a game against Rutgers in Las Vegas and missed 7 games with a knee injury. So it has not been great timing for those injuries for the Irish.
And Mr. Corhen has already surpassed his season average with 7.5 minutes to go in the first half.
17 times the double digits in scoring this season for Cam Corhen.
And this is a time when we talk about this lineup. If you're Pitt, they'd really like to try to extend a little bit of a lead with this group out there.
Time, shot clock winding down. Need to shoot it. Davis got it away. The last time he tried that, he banked it in for 3.
Well, that's a function of Burton not being on the court, but a sloppy look-ahead pass by Pitt for the turnover.
Imes, hesitation, couldn't get to the rim. Work on the baseline. Imes, a sophomore from Zionsville, Indiana, misses the shot. Jai to clean up the mess, bounces off the rim, and he got it back. Davis, show and go, riding in and fouled. Tae Davis to the free throw line.
Well, I've talked about Pitt's height, but I tell you what, Notre Dame is the more physical team in this game, and it's been Jai and Ames who have done a lot of damage inside.
152nd free throw attempt of the season for Davis. Tomorrow it's a special CW Women's Hoops doubleheader. First, Syracuse travels to Durham to take on number 11 Duke. Then it's a battle between Florida State, number 20 Georgia Tech. A CW Women's Hoops doubleheader you don't want to miss tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on the CW.
See, that's, pretty good because Micah Shrewsbury bought Burton a few minutes on the bench in the first half and didn't lose any ground in this game. And I would imagine short foul trouble that he may not be out the rest of the game.
Pitt by 1. 6.5 to go in our first half. Panthers have not won here at Notre Dame since 2016. Leggett, pull up.
That's just old school mid-range basketball. Get into his right hand, you stop a little short, create some space. Part of the game that's become devalued because of the three-point shot.
Burton grazes the rim. Austin grabs it for Pitt. Zach Austin has made the most threes for this Panther team this season. That's deflected away into Burton. Inside Jai against Diaz. Graham chest to chest.
In their own right, Notre Dame's had a lot of success with that pick and roll and taking it to the body inside.
Knocked away. Konechny grabs it.
Some loose possessions by Pitt the last times up the floor.
That's now 6 turnovers in the first half of the Panthers, leading by 1.
That's a part of the game that Notre Dame has cleaned up in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Davis around Leggett, and he lays it in.
Well, that's an area that I didn't think that Notre Dame would really win in this game, but they've been terrific in the paint.
10 points now for Davis to double digits for the 23rd time this year. We're inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. Unavailable basketball, low diving down. Burton, Davis, several players going to the floor. It gets physical. The arrow is favoring Pitt. Markus Burton. So far in this game for Burton, 7 points. Does have a couple assists, including that one to Jai.
And Burton not that tall, but a good look over the top, and that's just really good footwork inside.
10 points for Davis.
Talk about Pitt, one of the best shot blocking teams in the ACC, does not have one in this first half.
So they're just kind of picking up some moisture on the court after 3 and 4 players were diving for that loose ball.
And that's caused, I'll tell you too, that Markus Burton is really making Lowe's life difficult in this first half. He's making him work awfully hard, and only 4 points for him.
Ron Groover is still over at the scorer's table. Maybe just taking a look at that last exchange, Mike, as the teams were diving for the ball. They're also taking a look at the shot clock, just trying to get all the numbers correct, trying to crunch the numbers. Pitt basketball. Low turned back by the defending of Burton. Diaz-Graham tried to bank one in. That's Guillermo. Jorge, the twin brother, also on the roster.
Not a great shot in that 11 seconds on an out-of-bounds play. Settle for a long jump shot.
Diaz-Graham trying to guard Burton. Flips it out. Jai, they've got time on the shot clock. Burton will fire away. Not what he was looking for. Muhammad alertly grabbing it and scoring.
Nice assist by Burton at that time on what looked to be a shot, but was really a pass.
That's what it'll look like in the box score, Mike, as Sir Muhammad, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina.
When you're at home, you get an assist on that play.
Low. Got it back to Corhen, who was trailing the play. And Lowe took all the defensive attention.
And by a lot, he has been their best offensive weapon in this game.
It's 14 points now for Corhen. As you mentioned, Mike, well above his season average of 10.5 points per game. And we're still in the first half with 3:40 to go. Pass in tight quarters. Corhen scoops it up for Pitt.
Nice hands that time by Diaz-Graham.
8 turnovers in the first half now for the Irish. Here's Diaz-Graham. He found his spot for 3.
Well, he made the play. He figures, I think I deserve a three-pointer here.
Shoots 32% from three-point real estate. That's his 29th of the year at the other end. Cannot defend. The speedy Tae Davis.
Well, he's really impressed me off the dribble in this game. Just facing guys up and get into his strong hand.
Tied for the 4th time in the game, Mike. 28 all.
And with the guys that Notre Dame has out to injury, this is a terrific showing here early on.
Low, surrounded. Shot clock is at 8. Corhen mid-range. So Davis is the only Irish player in the double digits so far in the first half with 12. Burton has 7. Trying to direct some traffic. That's Jai moving along the baseline. Shot clock to 9. Burton elevates.
They just wasted a lot of time setting up, getting that everybody organized in that play.
Leggett tried to find Diaz-Graham with a bit of an ill-advised pass that goes out of bounds. Guillermo Diaz-Graham open for 3. We're tied at 28. Let's take a look at today's game summary presented by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, I thought that Pitt would have some good success in the paint area with their length, but it's been Notre Dame that has really surprised me on the other end. I mean, Tae Davis has really stepped up as a scorer. He's almost at his season average right now in the first half, and they needed that from him desperately.
So we're tied at 28 with 2:05 to go in our first half here on CW Courtside Saturday, Game 2. Many of you saw Louisville get a win against Florida State in Tallahassee, 89-81. Chucky Hepburn had 29 points in that victory. They're just checking on the clock, trying to get it set properly. Right now it says 1:55.
Well, what a turnaround for that Louisville program. Where they were the last couple of years. Pat Kelsey comes in, and they're going to be getting a double bye in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, that game was at Louisville, Mike, and they got the win as one of the 3 ranked teams in the ACC this week, along with Clemson and Duke.
Yeah, I think we talk about those 3 pretty much a lock for the NCAA tournament.
Duke had won 16 in a row before losing at Clemson this season. Davis just swallowed up by the Pitt defenders. And a foul was called. Mike, you want to stay tuned for today's halftime show presented by Subaru. Love is what makes Subaru. Subaru, the recap of Florida State and Louisville and the NASCAR Xfinity Series preview. That is coming up at halftime.
I got to send a shout out to my man William Byron. Back-to-back Daytona 500 wins. I've known him for a long time. Watch him rise throughout the ranks. He was an Xfinity driver. What a career he's had early on.
Konechny cannot connect on the 3-ball. Notre Dame now 2 of 7 on 3-pointers. Imes and Davis, who banked one in at the end of the shot clock, have recorded the made threes for the Irish in the first half. Leggett off the curl. Leggett was fouled and to the free throw line.
Probably a little upset with himself for not finishing that play. He had to look after the foul with a shot, but nice curl. He just kept on coming into the middle of the lane.
Roper just picked up his 3rd personal foul. Ishmael Leggett at the free throw line, 82% from the line this season. Next week, CW Courtside Saturday rolls on with 2 pivotal matchups. First, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Syracuse heads to Blacksburg to face Virginia Tech. Then, after NASCAR Xfinity Series racing, Notre Dame, these Irish, take on Wake Forest. CW Courtside Saturday next week, only on the CW. All roads lead to Charlotte, North Carolina, Mike, in the Spectrum Center for the ACC tournament.
Yeah, 3 of the next 5 years, and looking forward to my adopted home city. And I'll tell you, the scoring pace of this game, I think, really favors Notre Dame with the people that they don't have out on the floor.
Imes is wide open. Austin picks up the rebound for Pitt.
They're going to take a chance with those guys who haven't had a lot of court time. They'll rotate out to the shooters that are on the floor first.
How about Zach Austin has not scored, Mike, and has not attempted a shot for a guy who averages about 10 points per game.
All in all, Notre Dame has done a great job off that pick and roll with the shot clock winding down.
Low. Shot clock at 3. Needs to pump up a shot. Had it knocked away by Davis. It is a shot clock violation. 28.8 seconds to go in our first half.
Well, on a couple of levels, one, the great defensive stand, you get 30 seconds off the clock, and then you guarantee yourself the last shot of the half. So now Micah Shrewsbury going a little offense for defense with his substitutions.
Bit of a scoring drop from Notre Dame. They have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Both of these teams have shot it well, Mike. Pitt 63% from the floor. The Irish 55% of the first 20 minutes. Burton waiting for the last shot. Trailing by 2. Trying to get away from Leggett. Off the glass. It's going to fall for Burton. Couple of seconds left for Lowe. Does not get the shot away. The bucket by Burton ties us at 30, and he finishes the first half with 9 points. 30 all to the lock side. Mohammed. Jai over the front rim.
Really nice interior passing that time. Good availability, and Pitt looked like they're a little more aggressive trying to double team the post, but the weak side helped late getting there.
Low. Corhen over Jai. Unsuccessful. Knesny the rebound.
I thought early on they might try to get Zach Austin involved in the offense, at least get him a shot in this game. Try to get him going offensively.
No points and no shot attempts for Austin. Deflected by Lowe and out of bounds. There's 12 on the shot clock.
And this is a thing that, you know, a lot of big guys aren't very good at. It's the interior passing, the double team. That was a quick look. Saw the weak side a little late there.
6 points for Jai, 3 of 4 from the floor. Trying to set a screen for Burton. Fight for the loose ball and rebound. It's Davis. Back up strong for 2 for the Irish.
Well, their size got negated that time. Notre Dame had Pitt pushed underneath the basket, so it gave them the chance at the offensive rebound. They're just getting out muscled.
12 points now for Tae Davis, a junior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Second year in the Notre Dame program and a transfer from Seton Hall. That's off the market to Knesny, who got his first start of the season today in place of Braden Shrewsbury, out with an abdominal strain for the Irish. Burton lost it. Diaz-Graham trying to run the floor, one stride, lays it up and misses.
But you know what? You really credit Knesny on that in transition.
Mike, let's take a look at that mark of a fighter moment brought to you by Modelo.
There's that look. He's lucky. Just body white jerseys flying all over the place inside, and Notre Dame a great job on the offensive glass. But I'll go back, and Knesny really saved 2 points there on that break by hustling back.
Low reverses field, puts it up on the rim, and it's tapped in. Corhen and Diaz-Graham are in the vicinity, Mike.
I think Corhen was the one who got a hand on it.
Trying to check and see who they're crediting the basket to. It's going to be Diaz-Graham for the moment, Mike. And Corhen will remain with 14 points. He and Davis are our leading scorers, each with 14 at this point.
I always used to look over at the scorer's table and put my hand up if I was in a crowd. See if you could buy a basket for yourself.
Davis nowhere to go. Tried to find Mohammed, deflected out of bounds by Austin. You got a little history with this Notre Dame program, Mike. I see that banner for the 1978 Final Four for the Irish hanging in the rafters.
Yeah, played them in the semifinals that year. Digger Phelps' only trip to the Final Four. Oh, wow, what a great play. Loaded up the right side. Just forgot about Konechny.
His first 2 points of the game come from a jam for Konechny. Irish by 4, deflected out of bounds. Pitt basketball.
Well, it says everybody concerned with the guy coming off the screen, and you lose the top guy. Just a well-designed play. Good heads up on his part, seeing all eyes were looking at Burton.
Konechny, the junior, right here in South Bend, Indiana.
They didn't have to go far to recruit a few of these guys.
Burton, Konechny, Diaz-Graham. That's a shot that he makes, Mike, 8 out of 10 times.
At least Notre Dame drove him off the three-point line, made him shoot a medium-range jump shot, which is the best of all worlds for them.
Davis missed it. Corhen, an aggressive rebound, lost the handle to Muhammad. Foul was called. It's going to be on Jai.
See, those are the ones, I mean, you know, it's probably going to be a tighter bench for Notre Dame's second half. Don't pick up a cheap foul like that. He has the rebound. You're not going to get the steal. Go down the other end and set up defensively.
Mike, you're right. 10 different players saw the court in that first half for the Irish, and Markus Burton in his second season. Low, weaving his way.
Yep.
Magical.
Yeah, he gets to his left hand, and it's pretty much over inside. But, you know, and it's not just the 10 guys, Tom. There were a lot of combinations that hadn't played together for Notre Dame in that first half, so it really makes it more impressive.
We were tied at 30 after the first 20 minutes. Muhammad, what a pass to Jai, looking for a jam. Diaz-Graham had other ideas. Low in transition. Leggett spun past the defenders, it bounces out, then it's tipped in. Cam Corhen.
And that was the first block of the game for Pitt, and it starts to break down the other end.
Panthers second in the ACC, almost 5 blocks per game as a team. Davis drives and will go to the free throw line. Corhen was in the neighborhood trying to defend the shot by Davis, and he picks up the personal foul. So we're tied at 36, the 6th tie of the game. Davis at the stripe when we come back. Let's take a look at today's rebound of the game, brought to you by Red Lobster.
Well, here's the look, and we talked about it, the physicality that Notre Dame has been playing with in this game, paying off with second chance points inside. They're just putting her off the floor to the basketball. They're beating Pitt to it and getting points as a result.
What I noticed there, Mike, was Konechny getting in there for a couple of touches, and then Davis was the beneficiary. So Tae Davis at the free throw line, 75% of the season from the line. His big game late December, Mike, at Georgia Tech, 27 points to tie a career high, and he was 9 of 10 from the free throw line. $15 points now for Davis, 18 for Corhen. He's the leading scorer in our game.
Well,
for Pitt.
You know, I don't mean to be speaking about Davis like he can't score. I mean, he averages 16 points a game. Just with who they have out of the lineup, everybody else had a share in that responsibility of upping their game, and he certainly has to this point.
Shrewsbury and Alaco unavailable today because of injuries for the Irish. Diaz-Graham pumps it up from the corner. Free ball in the corner pocket for number 25 in white.
Well, and a lot of it is Lowe. Jalen Lowe is starting to be more dominant with the ball. He's scoring, and he's also finding people out of the paint area.
That's 3 made three-pointers for Guillermo Diaz-Graham. Hines is into the lineup, number 2 in green. Davis put the shoulder down, dropped it off to Jai. Golan on a rim bender.
Yeah, I mean, they're forced to double team Davis inside, and they are not picking up the guy on rotation. I mean, a lot of that is happening at close quarters, and it's tough to get over.
Lowe with a defender on his hip, spins off. Diaz-Graham. Cutting from Corhen and fouled. Good sportsmanship by Burton to go over to Diaz-Graham. So Guillermo Diaz-Graham, Mike, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, we talked about it, and you know, just a guy who that's so low, knowing where his shooters are, and then you know, Jai, all he has to do is lurk along the baseline and be ready to receive the ball, and their big guys doing a nice job of passing in the paint.
This Monday, All-American is all new. KJ and the team at Beverly are struggling to find a way to win, while Khalil struggles to stay on track at Crenshaw. Don't miss an all-new All-American, Monday, 8, 7 Central, right here on the CW. Out of bounds, it is Irish basketball. And Pitt, Mike, is the #1 free throw shooting team in the ACC. At 79%, that's good for 11th best in the country.
Yeah, and that you know, really hurts when you get a shooting foul like that and come away empty.
Burton tried to drop it low.
Kick ball.
Appeared to be looking for Garrett Sundra, the freshman from Ashburn, Virginia. Markus Burton has not scored so far in the second half. He is 4 of 9 from the floor.
And this is a really small lineup that's out there for Notre Dame right now.
Irish just 2 for 10, Mike, also on 3-point tries. Usually make about 8 per game. Burton just heaves it up as it bounces out to Austin.
Didn't get the shot, but man, he does such a great job keeping you on his back once he's got you there. Speaking of on your back,
we've got a wedgie on the attempt by Corhen, coming over the top. Sundra. Good thing, Mike, it was not atomic.
Wedgie, that's right. You can't have those. But there you see it right there. That is a jump ball, and Pitt the beneficiary of the arrow right now.
So it'll be low on the inbounds. The biggest lead in the game by either team, 5 points by Pitt in the first half. Trailing by 1, Austin. A foul against Sundra.
Well, this could be an issue. I mean, they haven't taken advantage of it so far, but right now Notre Dame's their third team foul. They don't want to get Pitt into the bonus too early in this game with their ability to shoot free throws.
Despite the 2 misses by Diaz-Graham, we mentioned Pitt, top free throw shooting club in the league. Cummings was cutting. It goes all the way across to Leggett, who comes up short. Burton stepping into the 3. Deflects out of bounds, and that is going to be Irish basketball.
Well, and this is, Pitt right now, they want to keep him in front. Markus Burton, 1 of 6 from behind the arc in this game. He needs to think about trying to get into the lane area if he can.
And normally a 38% three-point shooter. He's made 35 on the season coming into the afternoon. As Mike mentioned, he has made 1 so far in the game. Driving Burton. Serta tied up by Leggett.
Right there, just Leggett was overcommitting on that right hand. That left the drive open for Serta. Good identification for him.
Second foul on Leggett. Cole Serta, the freshman, at the free throw line. Just his 3rd free throw attempt of the year. He hadn't missed prior to that.
Yeah, this is a new position for him to be in, second half of a meaningful game.
Panthers have only seen 4 players score in this game, amazingly. Trying to go inside to Corhen. He and Serta got tied up.
Well, the one that's a mystery is Zach Austin. I mean, and he hasn't really been chasing his shot. He has yet to take a shot in this game.
That's a guy who had 19 points, tied for the team high in the win against Syracuse this week at home for the Panthers, and he made 3 three-pointers in that game as well, Mike. Redshirt senior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Transfer from High Point University in North Carolina. Austin. Happens every time, doesn't it? Every single time.
He heard us talking about him.
Amazing. Not only that, he just hit a three-pointer.
Yep.
His 49th of the season to lead the team.
Well, how about your first shot of the game, 8 minutes into the second half, it's a 3. And Serta stepping up.
Ripping the ropes for the Irish. 2-point Notre Dame lead. Leggett creating daylight and scoring for the Panthers. Tied for the moment. Roper on the baseline. Into the corner, Serta. Let the defender move on by and hit it in front of his own bench.
Again, what did Jeff Capel talk about with guys hitting three-point shots in important situations, not on the scouting report?
Cole Serta had made 2 three-point baskets all season before this afternoon.
Yep.
Austin driving. Austin on the way up. Whistle and foul. Zach Austin, his first shot of the game. Open for 3. Knocks it down. Cole Serta at the other end. He's made 2 three-pointers. 3-point lead, Notre Dame. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. The Word of Life mosaic on the facade of the Hesburgh Library on the Notre Dame campus, with the Irish leading 47-44 on CW Courtside Saturday. A look around the ACC. Many of you saw Louisville win on the CW against Florida State. NC State and Wake, that's a tight one, Mike. Georgia Tech and BC.
That's a huge game for Wake Forest, too. They've got their margin of error going to the end of the season really slim right now. They can't afford to lose many. And that Clemson-SMU game is going to be huge. Clemson and Wake right now fighting for that 4th spot in that double bye.
Yeah, both SMU and Wake are 11-4 in conference play. Clemson is 13-2 under Brad Brownell. That included a road win in overtime, Mike, against these Pitt Panthers for Clemson. Austin at the free throw line for Pitt. Last road win for the Panthers, Mike, January 25th, and that was at Syracuse, 77-73. They have a win against Carolina on the resume, and the loss we just referenced at home in overtime on the CW, 78-75 to Clemson. Looking at a close game.
First pressure that we've seen coming out of the timeout.
How about the Irish? 3-6 this season in games decided by 6 points or fewer. Roper, shot clock at 5. Burton needs to launch it. Fires away.
All right, how about the freshman coming in, Braden Cummings, defensively trying to give Lowe a little bit of a break, take him off of Burton. And that is Notre Dame's 6th foul, Tom, and that is going to, again, we talked about Pitt getting into the bonus.
That's the 2nd foul on Tae Davis in a 1-point game with 10:50 to go. Tom Werby, Mike Jaminski, our outstanding CW Courtside Saturday production crew with you from Purcell Pavilion, home of Irish basketball since 1968. And beautifully refurbished over the years. Leggett, kick, Cummings.
Yeah, that's tough. You haven't played the whole game to come in, and that's your first shot early in the shot clock.
Another 3! Serta for certain.
You know, as a coach, you just got to shake your head at that. I mean, he didn't even think about launching that from 30.
Driving basket for Lowe. Well, how about Serta? It bears repeating. He made 2 3-point baskets all season prior to today. That's number 3 from 3-point distance for him.
Another 3-point distance. He was out by the D. Lowe getting to his left hand.
Lowe going for the old school 3-point play.
And now for the rest, for the last 10 minutes of the half, Pitt's going to be shooting in the bonus.
Jalen Lowe, 87% from the free throw line, 3rd best in the ACC. And he's made it a 1-point game.
This little press, maybe not designed to take the ball away, but they're using a clock. Come on.
Heat check.
Why not?
Comes up cold for Serta. Lowe, Leggett. Patience by Leggett to let the defender fly on by.
See, even, you know, that shot, I mean, look, the guy is out of his mind from 3, and you got to go with it, but that's actually started the break. Pitt getting out into the open court a lot more in this second half.
And now the Panthers have taken a 1-point lead. 9 lead changes in the game. Serta driving against Diaz. Graham, and a foul is called.
This is where Jalen Lowe is so good, getting out the open court. Good awareness that time, knowing about the defender, giving them a little pump fake.
Ishmael Leggett, that's a senior move, playing in his 145th career college game. Coming up next, the NASCAR Xfinity Series in Atlanta, where the drafting is wild, the racing intense, and anything can happen. Rising stars, seasoned veterans go head-to-head. Who will take the checkered flag? NASCAR Xfinity Series racing from Atlanta. Coming up next, only on the CW. When we are done in Notre Dame, Indiana.
Yeah, Mr. Serta comes into the game averaging 1.4 points a game, and he gives you 12.
Serta almost perfect from three-point distance. And Pitt, by the way, Mike, has 0 points from its bench.
But see, and that's, as an opposing coach, that's your greatest fear, that somebody who hasn't played, you don't know, that guy you know. And boy, on the right hand taking left, you know what Lowe can do. But Serta, you have no idea what he's capable of, and here he is, he shows up.
Basket by Lowe gives the Panthers the lead. Imes takes the pass off the rim. Leggett grabs it. Lowe against Konieczny. Deflected out of bounds. Looked to be off of the fingertips of Austin in Irish basketball.
So it gets a little bit of a light there, and you know, you take it back into the defense with that left hand, but he was able to get by Davis that time.
That was 6'3" Lowe against 6'10" Jai.
Yeah, but Pitt has kicked it up into another gear here in the last 8 minutes or so.
What an entertaining game, Mike, this afternoon.
Yep, and even with that, only up by 1 point.
Tied at 30 at halftime. Shot clock to 7. Konieczny. Jai had it knocked away by Corhen.
Shot blocking also starting to become a little bit more of a factor for Pitt.
Second block of the game for the Panthers. Austin lines up a 3, online all the way. Jai grabs it.
That was the same spot he knocked down his first shot from. Again, I don't know, a 3, not a lot of movement in the offense early in the shot clock.
Jai's got 7 rebounds now, Mike. He leads everybody in that category. Burton almost forgot the basketball. Konieczny around the edge, off the glass, calculating the angle.
Just nice use of that 45-degree angle, old school, using the backboard.
The junior from South Bend puts the Irish up by 1. Corhen. Fouled by Jai. J.R. Konieczny, who got the start this afternoon, finding that spot on the backboard and giving the Irish a 1-point lead. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. How about the performance this afternoon from freshman Cole Serta from Leroy, Illinois, out of the IMG Academy in Florida. Mike, he had made 2 threes on 12 tries all season before today.
Yeah, it's amazing when that first shot goes down. And again, you don't know how guys are going to react to extended court time, but you could, after that first one, just all kinds of confidence. This one was from ridiculous range. We talk about guys, how about Knesny and Serta? On the season, they combined average 4 points a game. They've given the Irish 16 here in this game so far. Great lift for the guys who aren't playing.
Exactly what we talked about with Coach Shrewsbury prior to the game. Who will step up? They've been 2 key parts of this game, with Corhen at the free throw line for Pitt. Junior from Allen, Texas. 1 of 2 for Corhen. 19 points. And that production from Corhen leads all scorers in our game, way above his season average of 10.5 points per game. Tied at 54. Davis unties us.
Nobody really supporting him off the drive. He's been really great getting to that right hand. Jeff Capel told us he'd be a tough matchup, and he's proved to be that.
Taken by Knesny.
Too many bodies inside for Lowe to make that pass.
Burton spins it in from long range. Timeout, Pitt. Biggest lead of the afternoon for the Irish. Let's take a look at today's key play, brought to you by Hilton Garden Inn. Hilton for the stay.
Yeah, throw the stats out right now. I mean, Burton endgame situation, he's not going to quit taking threes, but that a huge lift forces Jeff Capel to take the timeout. But one thing, Tom, I'm going to keep an eye on. Burton, 3 fouls. If I'm Pitt, I'm going right. Whoever he's guarding, I'm going right at him. See if I can get that 4th one here early.
Burton, Serta, and Davis, double-digit scorers. Burton's got 12 points, 2 of 8 on 3-pointers. He's coming off a 2-point performance in the loss this week at home against SMU.
Yeah, it's interesting. They've got Burton on low. who hasn't been a factor in this game, maybe to try to hide him a little bit. Interesting matchup.
Leggett floats it in.
Good answer out of the timeout for the Panthers.
So Leggett's got 12 points. Leggett up on Burton.
They've thrown all different kinds of bodies at Burton. He's had 3 different guys guard him.
Shot clock to 5 for Burton. A lot of dribbling and spinning and shooting.
And 30 seconds of Markus Burton. I mean, the ball never really left his hand. He created that by himself.
Not a bad thing if you're an Irish fan. Corhen, who has tied his season high with 19 points in the game for Pitt. Leggett fires away. Davis. Looked like he and Burton kind of converged on that ball. Davis comes away with it and now gives to Burton. Deflected by Corhen out of bounds. 5:02 to go in regulation. Look who's coming in, Mike.
How about that? You talk about, yeah, hey, just, you know, need a little bit of offense right now. Let's see if Serta's still got something in.
Season high 12 points for Cole Serta this afternoon. Six made threes in the game on 17 attempts by the Irish. Burton, extra gear, spins it off the glass.
Pitt's got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands.
Boston, he missed an acrobatic chance. He's behind the play. Davis aggressively to the rim. Davis off the glass for Notre Dame. Irish by 9 on an 11-2 run.
And a Pitt defender actually screened his own man, giving Davis a clear lane.
Low. Halfway down and out. Diaz Graham had it for a moment and ends up with Davis. Inside of 4 minutes to go. A very different Irish team, Mike, than that played Wednesday against SMU and lost 97-73.
Yeah, that's they've just got to really concentrate. They've got to collapse almost on Burton, give up other shots.
Burton pulls up. Corhen comes flying in for that man-sized rebound.
Let's see, Konechny, that's just a giveaway in points.
Konechny overzealous, picks up the foul. Davis from Burton, driving to the rim, and the Irish lead it by 9. Let's take a look at today's game summary presented by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Well, you look at Markus Burton in the first half. He was terrific, getting his own shots. He's been a high-volume shooter in this game, Tom. Not shooting a great percentage, but he's hit some big shots, especially in this second half. And then Jalen Lowe has really gotten into a different gear. He's more aggressive getting to that left hand, and he's gotten Pitt out into the open court a lot more in this second half.
18 out of 20 games in double digits for Markus Burton with his 16 points. Jalen Lowe, 11 points. Lowe also with 4 assists in the game. Just 4 made three-pointers for Pitt. That's below their season average of about 8 per game.
Remember, Graham gave away 2 free throws on a 2-shot opportunity early on, so critical that he converts this 1-and-1.
He's now 0 for 3 from the line, and he got it back somehow.
Well, it's kept alive by Corhen.
Low. Miscommunication, could not collaborate with Ishmael Leggett.
Lowe thought he was going to stay out in the wing.
Turnover number 10 in the game for Pitt.
Remember, they had 7 in like the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Notre Dame struggled on that side of it, Mike.
So it's actually been, Notre Dame's been better.
They've only had 2 since those 7 early turnovers in the first 8 minutes. Just 2 turnovers in the last 28 minutes for the Irish. Came out a little jittery. They've overcome it after being tied at 30 after the first 20 minutes. Konechny. Shot clock at 6 for Burton. Around the edge against Leggett. Steps under. And the soft touch from Burton.
He just starts and stops so quickly. Tough for one guy to stay in front of him.
18 points, Markus Burton as the top scorer in the ACC. Leggett for 3 for Pitt.
Big lift from him, and that's what they were. They were looking for him on that last possession, but he came off of the 3-point line.
15 points, Ishmael Leggett. 20th time this season he's gone for 15 or more. Burton got it to Imes. Davis invited the contact. It spun off the rim. It goes out of bounds. Who has the basketball? It's the Irish. Now just 1:56 to go, Mike. Irish went on an 11-2 run just a few minutes ago to build the lead, which is now 8. Really the only significant run of our game.
Yeah, and actually those last possessions for Notre Dame has just been Burton dribbling the clock down. Finally, they double team him big.
Jai wanted the pass, and now he fumbles it away late in the shot clock.
And a foul, and it's a double bonus now going out the rest of the game. And those were plays that Notre Dame was converting on early, but they got back to the ball. They swarmed to the ball a little bit better in that second half.
You love the swarm defensively. So Lowe is at the line. He's only attempted 1 free throw on the back end of an old school 3-point play, and he made it.
2 shots on every foul now going out.
We have mentioned it during the broadcast. The #1 free throw shooting team in the ACC is Pitt.
And that's a point a guy out, but Diaz, he missed both ends of a 2-shot foul and then the front end of a 1-and-1. So 4 points potentially there, but did a good conversion.
Inside of a minute and a half to go in regulation. The last home win for the Irish was January 28th against Georgia Tech. Davis driving, go to the free throw line.
And once they got the ball out of Burton's hands, I mean, Leggett basically was fronting Burton, doing everything he can to keep him from getting the ball back.
Still just the 4th team foul against Pitt. Again, that last home win, January 28th. It's February 22nd. 71-68 against Georgia Tech.
Davis has stepped up in a big way. They really have a number of guys give big-time contributions.
Despite the miss, 21 points for Tae Davis. 8th time this season, 20 points or more for Davis. Pitt's got to hurry it up a little bit here. Low. Burton got it off the rim.
Nice job, Konieczny making him take a tough shot, step back 3.
The final minute. Mohammed tried to bounce it to Davis. It's out of bounds, and it's Pitt ball.
Yeah, you've got to get the ball to a primary ball handler in that situation, and Mohammed got caught up in the air with nobody to pass to. Just a freshman mistake late.
7-point game, 50 seconds to go. Leggett. Individual effort blocked by Davis. Foul on the play.
That was just a physical matchup, and just right there at the end, a little bit of the body. Maybe that reach in at the end is what cost him. That would have been a tough shot for Leggett to make.
Leggett had been 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and this the free throw line letting him down right now, 10 of 15.
T.S. Graham.
Second offensive rebound off a missed free throw for a basket.
So the Panthers take a timeout after the Diaz-Graham tip for 2. And now he's into double digits with 11 points. That is 4 Panthers that have scored in double figures. They still have 0 points from the bench in the game. Corhen, 19 to lead the way. Leggett, Lowe, and Diaz-Graham after that most recent tip to make it a 5-point game. 44.9 seconds remaining. Coming up next, the NASCAR Xfinity Series in Atlanta, where the drafting is wild, the racing intense, and anything can happen. Rising stars, seasoned veterans go head-to-head. Who will take the checkered flag? NASCAR Xfinity Series racing from Atlanta. Coming up next only on the CW. What an afternoon of sports. We saw Louisville defeat Florida State 89-81 in Game 1 of CW Courtside Saturday. We're going right down to the wire with the Irish and the Panthers, and then Xfinity Racing follows us. Jeff Capel.
Well, interesting with this, again, offense for defense. Serta back in the game for Notre Dame.
Coach Capel needs a late comeback with 45.7 seconds to go. Davis on the inbounds. Austin defends. Skillfully broken. Imes.
And still, they've got to foul quickly because that's only the 5th foul. They've got to give 2 more before they get the Irish shooting.
And with everything that's happened, Mike, over the last couple of weeks here around this Irish program, this would be an enormous win against a talented Pitt team.
Yeah, and there was a lot of soul searching this week between the coaching staff and the players. And to this point, they have responded. Okay, they had 3. Now it's still 2 to play with, so not a bad play with 39-9 left.
These teams have shot the ball exceptionally well in this game.
And you know, Tom, this is a thing that isn't talked about a whole lot, but in these situations, your inbounder has got to be, he's the key guy in the whole thing. You've got to have a lot of confidence in his judgment and where he's got that 5-second clock going in his head and the decisions he makes to pass.
Pitt shooting 51% of the game. The Irish 56%. Irish looking to go 9-5 on their home floor and win their 12th game of the season. Pitt came in 16-10, 7-8 in conference play. And don't forget, Xfinity Series racing to follow us as we drag down to the end of this one.
Pitt is covering the guys in the back court as well, try to put some pressure, take them off as just kind of cheap inbounders.
Imes on the inbounds. Trying to get it to Burton. Bounce to Davis. Who got bumped and fouled.
Ryan, you gotta really be careful with a bounce pass inbounds, especially a long one like that. You don't throw it on the sideline.
Imes again on the inbounds.
So really, I mean, Pitt, they've got those 3 fouls in about 4 seconds.
So now that'll put the Irish at the free throw line. 1-on-1 situation, Konechny.
67%, but again, a guy who hasn't been at the line a lot this year. 4 of 5 in ACC play.
First free throw attempt of the night. J.R. Konechny.
Big 1-on-1, big front end of the 1-on-1.
Remember, Konechny got the start tonight. Braden Shrewsbury could not go with an abdominal strain. Suffered against SMU in the loss on Wednesday on this floor. How about Serta coming off the bench with 12 points? Davis has 21. Burton has 19. 2 from Konechny.
The Irish bounce.
Perhaps the luck of the green uniforms this afternoon, Mike. Leggett just heaves it up. He got the bounce.
Talk about the bounce.
We are not done. All right, let's take a look at today's player of the game, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. Tae Davis, 21 points to lead all scorers.
Not just the points, but 8 of 11. Not a high volume shooter. Very efficient in this game. He's been very physical in the paint area. Really was physical in the first half against Pitt. And then, of course, the glass helps a little bit too for a 3. That'll get you to 21 a little faster.
Davis, that was his 13th 3 of the season.
Okay, just to set it, Pitt does not have any. That was their last time out. Notre Dame has 2. And Pitt also has 2 fouls to play with the 1-on-1 before they're in the double bonus.
Panthers brought a 3-game losing streak on the road in the ACC into the building this afternoon. Tied with the Irish at 30 at halftime. We have had, Mike, 9 ties and 12 lead changes in our game.
Yeah, even with that run, I mean, it looked like there were a couple times both teams looked like they were going to try to pull away, but everybody's answered.
Imes again on the inbounds. Looking.
They're face guarding Burton.
Timeout Irish. 29 seconds to go. It's been a very well played game by both teams, Mike.
Yeah, and again, the freshman Cummings in for Pitt, and it's an all-out face guard on Burton. They're going to do everything they can to keep the ball out of his hands, make somebody else catch, get fouled, and shoot a free throw. Burton 85% from the line.
%, best on the team. Number 5, Serta. What a performance by him coming off the bench with 12 points and 3 made three-pointers on 4 tries. He'd only made 2 threes all season prior to today. Immediate foul. Now 3 of 3 from the line, Knesny. Irish trying to solidify and cement this victory. Late in the second half.
Pitt making other guys catch and go make free throws, and the Irish responding.
Leggett throws up a 3 and makes it.
Remember, no timeouts for Pitt.
It's a 3-point game, Mike. And they foul Burton.
Well, see, at least the beauty of that is on a made basket, it's really tough to deny Burton the ball inbounds. There. Watch this. I mean, this is a spot he's hit like all of his threes from that same spot. He loves that right shoulder. But on this made basket, if Notre Dame and you get it in quickly, you can get it to Burton.
12 of 16 as a team from the line. Burton with 18 points. First free throw of the game.
Which is pretty astounding given how much time he spends in the lane area.
Burton has basically played this entire game, Mike. 38 minutes plus.
Well, he had those. Remember, she had that rest early in the first half, and then it's been all in. Same spot for Leggett.
Got it away. It's offline. Foul called as Corhen reached for it.
Yeah, and now the strategy changes. That Micah Shrewsbury has got to put. He's going with Jai back in because he needs rebounders on the free throws. 2 shots for Corhen.
So that's 11 of 17 as a team from the line for Pitt. He's got a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Out to Lowe. Shoots a 3. Weak side Cummings. Over the rim and in. 2-point game. Timeout. Irish. Their last.
Well, I'll tell you what, missed free throws have just killed Notre Dame. Just that opportunity, and how about this freshman coming in? He's got some time in the second half, mostly as a defender, but he's in the right place, right time.
How about the first bench points of the game for the Panthers? From Brandon Cummings, the freshman from Midland, Pennsylvania. The younger brother of former Pitt Panther, Nellie Cummings. 8.7 seconds to go.
And this is, you know, for Micah Shrewsbury, he's just got to be trying to instill confidence in his guys about finishing this game.
No timeouts for either team. 2-point game.
If you really want to take a big risk, break somebody long and throw it long. They did the last time, and they didn't throw it. Oh, you got Burton taking you got him taking the ball out of bounds, but yeah, this is a step in, and they wanted to get back to him as quickly as
loose ball.
And the Irish have the arrow.
Dangerous.
That's where I wish they had a jump ball right now, Tom. It just.
Well, let's see who would be jumping.
Well, it'd be Burton. I think he's at the bottom. Yeah, it'd be Burton and Austin. So just by the arrow, big advantage for Notre Dame.
Knesny got bumped to the backcourt. 5.7 seconds to go. All right, Knesny at the free throw line. He's got 8 points in the game.
He's looked really solid in this last minute from the line.
This the crucial free throw. And it's a 4-point game.
Markus Shrewsbury waving everybody off. No fouls.
Leggett somehow kept it alive to Austin, who throws it up, and that's it. 76-72. The Irish wins it.